And we're back with maybe the final episode, maybe not. We'll find out. Let's see if we can get through it, guys.
Woo!
Let's get through
Look
it,
out.
Go.
Huzzah!
Harry?
Now I say the lines. Okay. Yeah, but I know them. I can sort this shit out quick, like.
All right.
Wait,
So,
Jenna!
this is the good route, and we did show Micah, and Micah gets shot by Heather through the window.
Yeah.
Here's
the. Sorry.
I trust Micah because I think I remember
I
that.
don't.
It went well. It went super well.
Here's a little spoiler. Regardless of what path you're on, if you choose Micah gets shot.
Yeah, I love that.
Amazing.
Micah basically, no matter which route you're on, he's like, "Hey Heather, how you doing? Oh my god, bitch, you shot me!
You fucking shot me!
You can't believe this. I thought we were besties."
That's effectively like I don't remember. I remember Micah getting shot, and I bring this and like he could have avoided getting shot if he would have just chosen Jenna. And the thing is, like, I don't remember him even like he just walks in and goes, "Hey Heather," and then she immediately pulls the trigger.
Because she's like, "Oh, it's Micah." Bam.
That is what it always feels like.
Wait, remind me. I think it was last week anyways.
Yes.
Did we do Jenna or did we do Micah?
We did Micah.
did
We did
Micah.
Micah.
I
That's the
Oh.
bad end.
We
I
did
thought
Micah,
this was-
and originally I was going to pick Micah, but having seen... Now, I know this actually does, we get positive outcome no matter what when we do it this way, but having seen
Can you help me get
what
this soup
Jenna's
away from...
mentality is
Okay.
going in versus Micah's,
Oh,
I
okay.
actually think it might be healthier to pick Jenna in a weird way. Especially because in this route, she's stable, right? Like, we're taking the route where we're like, actually, you know, it sucks, but it got us together, right?
Excuse me.
And I think Jenna might be the better person to show up in this situation.
Yeah, I
Because I
agree.
think also Jenna will empathize in a weird way. So the way Micah was like, you just shot your dad, Jenna's going to be like, you just shot your dad, right? Like, I feel like she won't be proud of her, but she'll be like, you know what? didn't see
I'm
the...
hearing it now. I'm hearing you like, you just shot your dad versus you just shot your dad. Awesome.
I mean, not awesome. but like,
Yes, bro,
I
you
think-
shot your dad.
I
What a
think
brutal-
Jenna will respect
Jesus.
the need
So,
for independence. I think Jenna will respect that this was an abusive situation that she needs out of now.
I wanna point out a lot of very key facts here.
Okay, go for it.
You're asking Jenna to respect something.
That she didn't really
Jenna does generally throw shade at a lot of
Well,
things, doesn't she?
respect
Yes.
someone that she has had some grievances with
She
the past.
she does a
So
lot
I-
better in the good route.
But again, she's doing better. And further point, sometimes people need someone to be like, hey, you, shut up. Right? And I think Jenna would be good at that.
All right, you.
I mean, I'm
were
just-
I don't know. I kind of want...
And we're back from cutting out something that somebody didn't want in the video. So
Yeah.
I don't like people knowing the video my spoon was too big from the 90s.
DJ, goddamn, I'm gonna have to bleep that. All right, so then let's go ahead and so I was gonna say as well that I purposely picked Micah last time to make sure that everything in the bad ending was as much of a shit show as it could be. I didn't ask you guys last time.
No.
This time, I'm going to just tell you, Jenna is the better option. Do you want to see it, or do you want to see Micah get shot again and be a mouthy little shit?
Nah, I like Micah. Let's have Jenna talk
I
sense into
say
anybody.
the only thing that'd be like, is it that much different to have I trust Micah? Like,
It's
Between the
whether
bad-
or not Micah has a hole in his wing for the rest of his life.
Let's let Micah not have a hole in his
It's
wing.
it's whether or not you like permanently have a disability or not.
And hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with a permanent disability. We love the disabled community, but yeah, let's not shoot at Micah.
I'm down for that.
Alright, so Jenna can talk sense into anybody.
But my mom said my missing toe is a superpower.
Your mom was wrong.
Oh.
Jeremy's her brother. And Clint is Jeremy's best friend. And presumably, Heather listens to both of them. She's not really been involved in any of the drama so far, so I trust her to get this taken care of. I look down at Jenna, who I am currently leaning against. She can put her degree to work.
Oh God! Don't put it like that. And
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I.
and
That's
yes,
what
that's how I
she's,
feel.
she's not a clinical psychologist, and everyone always says.
Yeah.
There
You know
are two
how many times-
psychologists.
Do you know how many times I'll be like, yeah, my wife, she's studying psychology. And they're like, is that to psychoanalyze you? I'm like, no, she wouldn't be qualified for that. But
Well, and
you're
most
funny.
peop-
That's not
most-
the first time we've heard that.
Yeah, and most people don't psychoanalyze other people, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, like, that would just drive you insane to go like, oh, yes, my best friend has this thing and this thing and this thing. My mother has all these issues. I personally have X, Y, and Z. Like, no, you're just going to be miserable if you do that.
That sounds like it sucks. Don't do that. That's bad.
I mean, that's one of the first things they tell people in, like, Psych 102, like, the introduction to psychology classes, where, like, hey, you're going to learn about some various mental disorders, possibly. Don't try and diagnose people. It's going to lead to misery.
Yeah. Don't try to diagnose people or try to play therapist. That's not a good thing.
Get trained.
Yep.
If you are interested in doing that, please go through extra training for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Get extra training. Listening to a lot of problems all the time also brings you down, so you gotta be trained for that.
Yeah. It's
Nah,
good
couldn't
to be
be.
able.
Nah.
It's good to be able to separate your work from your personal life, especially in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. Anyways. For the last time, I don't study any of that interpersonal communication business that shrinks handle.
I'm not a shrink.
I lean more towards neuroscience anyway. And no, I wouldn't actually call a counselor a shrink.
That's the only thing you wouldn't have said in that entire statement.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Harry?
So, Rich Goat is in great hands. Then, nice.
Micah responds tersely, Jenna giving him quite the side-eye. She still seems pretty disgusted with him and Leo for the van revelations. And the further we get away from it, I'm starting to feel myself get more and more ill at the thought. The camera. Jesus. Leo had asked if we ever wanted to film anything before we were together, but I always said no. I shut my eyes, trying not to think about it. Focus. Just gotta find Carl. A long, curvy gravel road leads halfway up the quarter-mile loop that is Jasmine Street. At this section, several mobile homes are dotted along its length, though most are empty and dilapidated. They generally serve as squatting grounds for seasonal transients. A little pink house stands out amongst the rest, with a big utility vehicle parked out front.
Never actually been inside before. We should be careful.
The front door is open.
That doesn't
What?
mean you should go through it.
I like that being actually like Heather, like yelling from inside the house.
That doesn't mean you should go through it.
Jenna points, and sure enough, the double doors leading into the house are cracked open. The doors themselves are strangely ornate, painted like a drawbridge with big knockers on both sides. A creeping sense of dread begins to dawn upon me.
Hunker down. Let's get ready.
And so we do. Well, as much as I'm willing to do, with my legs still feeling like it's on fire. I can even see Leo wincing as he crouches down in front of some shrubbery.
You guys all good for this?
Yeah, it's just like I got bit by 20 fire ants.
There's probably something we can wrap your legs up with inside.
And the tips of your fingers, Batty.
Batty?
Said Bat gives Leo an incredulous look before
I
letting out
thought
a
he
little...
said, Daddy.
I mean, he kind of is. He's like, and the tips of your fingers, Daddy. He just gives people nicknames
Okay,
if he thinks they're
no,
cute.
no. Leo would not call anyone else that word, and I'm not going
I
to
know.
repeat
Fair enough.
I know, but
My man
brain...
went from daddy to daddy.
it. Oh my god,
Okay.
Harry.
Jesus Christ.
You know when this gets uploaded, that's going to
I
be on
quit.
the forever.
No.
Somebody had to do it.
No,
I'm just the only one with the balls to do it.
no one
Harry?
had to do it.
Stop. Said Bat gives Leo an incredulous look before letting out a little harumph and facing forward again. I squint past the two of them through the brush, and I can make out the text and logo on the utility vehicle. It says Reclamation Bureau, with a little river insignia surrounded by the national flag. Jenna squats down beside me, her ear twitching. She quickly peers over her shoulder, staring hard at something behind us. I think I hear somebody clicking on something near their keyboard.
That is me.
Oh, okay. I follow
Don't
my
admit to
gaze.
being in the wrong. That's not how that works.
I'm not you, Harry, so shut up.
Oh.
Though all I see is the vast stretch of desert between us and Lake Emma. Michael looks too, letting out a little gasp.
Who the fuck?
What? I don't see anything.
Shush.
Jenna places her paw up to my lips. I frown, peering past her fingers into the dark. Finally, I can hear something. Twigs snapping, quick footsteps, and maybe some panting?
I enjoy this scene.
There's rumbling behind it too that sounds almost mechanical in nature. My first thought is the van from earlier. Whoever turned it on, had they gotten it running and followed us out here? The silhouette of a figure emerges through the sagebrush, its motions frantic. Eventually, I can see its eyes, which are familiar bright blue.
Hello.
Teach? Or is that no exclamation point? Teach!
No, yeah, you're right. Leo quickly runs up to catch the flailing feline, only to be met with slashing claws that push him away. The wolf seized audibly, stepping back.
TJ, stop. It's us.
He whispers sternly, trying to snap him out of whatever's come over him. TJ keeps looking over his shoulder, panicked.
It won't stop following me.
TJ shouts and Micah visibly flinches.
Kid, shut the fuck up.
He's hysterical.
Yeah, so hit him or something.
Leo blinks, frowning deeply as he tries to wrangle the cat by the scruff of his neck with little success.
What? I am not going to punch TJ. Even Leo knows TJ best boy.
Best boy.
Yeah, that's why TJ's rat's everyone's
Oh,
favorite.
so you get to beat up my friends and it's totally fine?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate this place and I hate all of you.
Hey, TJ
Don't
isn't
worry.
keeping my friend captive, alright?
Don't worry, we hate you too, Micah. It's all
Oh.
good.
Carl, you haven't even met Micah yet.
Carl.
You don't know that.
Micah's grumbling trails off into a disgruntled mumble as TJ yells. He keeps trying to scramble away, kicking up clouds of dust everywhere. The cat looks horrible. Go-ahead brambles stuck in his fur, tumbleweed sticks in his shirt, his pants are up to the seams.
How was that?
I'm sorry, that was me. I'm sorry.
Pants ripped at the seams.
Damn
Damn it, TJ.
Suspenseful
I'm
noise.
sorry. Someone's texting me during this hysterical moment.
It looks like he's
Look,
been
I didn't know you were
out-
that popular, TJ.
I just put my phone on vibrate.
It looks like he's been out running in the wilds for a while. Jenna squeezes
Well,
my
I would
shoulder.
put my phone on vibrate, but then if I don't answer it, if I don't hear it or feel it, and it's my mom, she gets, worried.
No, I
So-
get it. You're fine. I was sympathizing, not
Okay.
saying you idiot. Yeah.
Jenna squeezes my shoulder some before moving from my side, approaching the increasingly feral-looking lynx.
TJ, it's me, Jenna.
She speaks softly, a calming tone to her voice.
I'm here with Leo, Chase, and our new friend Micah.
Our new acquaintance, Micah.
You're okay.
That rumbling sound is getting closer. Soon I can see headlights gleaming across the desert. It's a pickup truck, and it's not even on the roads. The driver just careening through the desert straight toward us. TJ's eyes bulge, head swiveling toward the sound even as Leo wrestles him to his knees.
Oh no! Oh no! No! It's the thing! It's the thing from...
He breathes in sharply, looking at me for a moment. Oh my gosh.
The monster! Ba-dum-bum!
The monster. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Excuse me?
Don't product place in here.
This voice acting channel brought to you by McDonald's.
No, it's not.
McDonald's and whatever brand cell phone Sam has.
I mean, yeah, that is what it's actually being brought by, is that ringtone. But yeah, in a little bit of like anti-McDonald's stuff, I actually don't eat at McDonald's anymore. Like, I
Good.
very rarely ever
Okay.
do.
It's very occasional. Like, if it's something with my family every once in a while and that's more convenient, then sure. But otherwise, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
the only time
actually
eat it is if,
cannot
like, somebody
stomach
else suggests it.
Anything else from them besides like the breakfast food.
The breakfast food is okay. I will say though, like my big issue for them now is I've gotten food poisoning 3 different times from McDonald's. So you know,
Oh gosh.
give me food poisoning once, shame on you. Give me food poisoning twice, shame on me. Give me food poisoning a 3rd time, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't keep eating here. I keep getting food poisoning.
This voice acting channel no longer brought to you by McDonald's.
We were never sponsored anyway.
This voice acting channel now brought to you by Burger King.
I mean, to be fair, like
McDonald's, it gives Alan food poisoning.
the only reason why people eat at McDonald's is because it's cheap, and it's not even cheap anymore. It's like $1 extra to eat at Chick-fil-A, which is like better food.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to ever eat at McDonald's anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
unless
it's
if you
not
don't
cheap.
have
It's
many-
not good.
Yeah.
It's fast though.
All right.
Okay.
We're now going into full-on bashing territory, so let's just move on to the game.
I mean,
Okay.
yes, but it's
Sometimes you want to
McDonald's.
eat garbage, and
I'm
sometimes
gonna
it's
go-
McDonald's.
What
Okay.
is wrong with
Please
all of
stop, Wub.
No, mother.
Wub is
Mother,
just-
they must know about McDonald's and how poor quality it is.
The monster.
The monster?
Jenna repeats, peering at the approaching truck.
Fuck, is that Jeremy and Clint?
I like how they built this up, right? Because like our first playthrough of this, I was genuinely terrified. Come on, buddy.
One of the things
Yeah,
I
'cause
find
you don't-
fun about
I don't
this
want-
as well. Oh, go for it, Harry.
No.
I was gonna say, like, I don't want a certain somebody to come back. That's what I'm terrified of.
So I was just gonna point out, like, it's a fun little detail here. I do like that if you played Jenna's route first, you'd be super confused. But why is TJ calling, well, who are about to meet a monster until like you play through another route, and then you're like, oh wait,
Oh,
is
that
TJ
explains it.
somehow like seeing that instead? Which then brings up a whole slew of other questions.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Yeah, no, this time I had thought about it. I was like, oh crap. What's going on? And then he's seeing that.
She lets out a relieved sigh. I recognize that busted grill. The vehicle begins to slow until it rolls into idle and parks about 10 meters from where we're squatting. A towering figure emerges from the inside, a rifle in his hands.
Fucking hell.
Flynn blinks at us all, then shifts his attention back to TJ. The lynx is staring at him as if he's just the horror of all horrors. Jaw agape and silent scream as he writhes in Leo's grasp.
Flynn.
Jenna growls.
Should I redo that? Should I redo that?
Sure.
Flynn! Jenna
I'm
growls.
so happy to see you, Flynn.
Howdy, buddy!
Flynn.
Jenna growls.
I guess we're all hollering now.
Micah briefly glances over his shoulder toward the house. No movement inside. Yeah, we've given up on like the element of surprise at this point.
Yeah, Mike is just giving up. He's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Get stuck with this friend group.
Everyone
It's
is
like, why
just
are they all stupid?
I mean, like this friend group might not be like the most survival oriented, but they're also at least not going to give you over to a serial killer.
I mean, yeah, you got that going for you.
That's true.
He's upgrading.
Yeah. What did you do?
What did I do? I sure as shit would like to know. One minute we're searching for Carl, and the next he's just staring at me with a crazed look in his eyes. I started crying, snotting all over the place. I have been chasing this little shit for fuck knows how long while the whole town is falling apart.
Whee!
Lost him for a bit, so I went home and grabbed my repeater.
Flynn holds up his rifle, and I can see it's pretty damn old-timey looking. Like the sort you see in old westerns, with metal that looks more brassy than iron. He shifts his gaze from TJ to the rest of us and then frowns.
The fuck have you guys been up to?
No one
Oh,
really
you know.
speaks. To be fair, I'm not quite sure how to answer either.
Getting tortured. NBD.
It would take hours to summarize everything that's happened since Flynn and TJ were around. Surviving. I rubbed the back of my neck. But we found Carl.
You did?
Flynn perks right up. The visible exhaustion he'd worn like a second skin seemed to dissolve right off him.
Where is he?
I swallow, realizing how dry my throat is as I try to make the right words.
Duke and my brother have him.
Jenna interjects.
We were briefly and unwillfully detained at Brian's.
As opposed to willingly.
Carl was there, but Jeremy and Duke were told to take him to Heather's place. Hence,
She gestures towards the pink house.
why we are here.
You're fucking shitting me.
We are not.
Flynn is wrought speechless, bringing his fingers to his forehead and gritting his teeth.
This is so fucking nuts.
He branches his repeater across his chest, pulling back the lever and checking the chamber with an increasing look of trepidation on his face.
Let's not waste any more time then.
He slams the lever back into place, stepping forward. TJ flinches, though the lynx looks less terrified and more confused now.
Whoa there, Mayor's boy. Jeremy and Duke might be packing, and we know for sure Heather is.
So, slow your roll, yeah?
Hearing this information, it looks like roll slowing is the exact opposite of what Flynn wants to do. But he does stop. Glancing back, he seems like he's about to snap at Leo, but spots his bloody leg and the swelling around his muzzle and forehead. His expression softens. TJ burps.
I didn't mean to. I was like,
Crap.
I was about to talk and then a burp came out and I was like, okay, guys.
Our attention shifts to Lynx cradling Leo's arms, who's peering at us through bloodshot eyes.
Tej?
Leo loosens his grip on him. Lynx props himself up on one knee, taking stock of his surroundings as if for the first time.
Hello?
Jenna exchanges a look with the rest of us before speaking.
Welcome back to reality.
Oop, there goes gravity.
That helmet's nasty stuff, ain't it, kid?
He clutches his ears.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Leo snaps his fingers a few times in front of TJ's face before waving his paw in front of him. TJ stares, flinching with a delayed reaction.
Not sure if he's fully back with us just yet.
Flynn swipes his hand through the air, grimacing.
Yeah, okay, enough of this. Wolf Boy, what's the plan?
I blink, realizing how naturally everyone defers to Leo when the going gets rough, just like when we were kids.
Well, I don't see Jeremy or Duke's right out front, so I assume they ain't here. We should take a look around inside, but we need to be careful. What do you think, Micah?
They could be back any minute.
Yeah?
We all begin to follow in line behind Leo, all of us pretty damn well aware our element of surprise is long gone. We're about to reach the open door when I notice that Jenna isn't with us. I glance back over my shoulder and see her staring into the underbrush back by the truck. Everyone else starts filing in before I get a chance to get anyone's attention, so I wait outside for her. I wave, trying to get her attention. Sure enough, she finally looks my way and quickly scurries her way over to me. It's amazing how silent she can be, even while running. It's one of those enviable fox traits she has. It's tough to think of any aspects of foxes that's a hindrance, actually. What's up? I look at her, trying to keep my voice down. She peers at me with a scrutinizing expression, as if I said something rather offensive, and she's waiting for me to talk my way out of it. Jenna?
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing real.
Huh? She walks in, not offering any elaboration.
Come on.
I sigh, following her. Jenna, I can't say I ever expected the interior of Heather's home to look like this, even having known her most of my life. The first thing that hits me is the smell. It reminds me of one of those fancy candle and soap stores in the mall, but with all this sort of dusty and mildewy stank that lingers in my sinuses. Very floral overall. Potpourri, I think it's called. The next thing I notice is the decor. Much like the exterior, there definitely appears to be some kind of fantasy castle-like theming going on here. However, the person going for said theme is certainly no interior designer. Bubbly wallpaper, cheap knickknacks, and blurry printed JPEG pictures of fairy tale characters coat the walls. Pink pennant banners dangle from the ceiling, and crushed glitter can be seen reflecting from within the weaving of the carpet. It's like a child's birthday party took place here, but judging from the faded appearance, it's been like this for a while. I glance to my left. I notice an entire wall has been knocked down, the structural framing inadequately hidden by flower-coated curtains. Beyond said curtains is a large chair, and a long red rug leading up to it. It takes me a moment to realize that it's supposed to be some kind of throne, lit harshly by the bright white fluorescent lights. Despite the attempted fanciful presentation, cluttered floors hinder whatever intended effect of opulence they were trying to go for. I can see old VHS tapes, candy wrappers, CRT monitors, disposable cameras, children's toys, all scattered about. Past the throne is what I think is supposed to be the living room. But instead of chairs, there's just this mattress on the floor, which is covered in throw pillows and beach blankets. I even recognize one as having the logo of Southwest Adventures. Seeing that makes me realize how long ago it feels like we were all at that theme park, carefree for the most part.
I mean, IRL, we're talking about like a year and a half ago, so...
We're talking about actually a little over 2 years ago, almost.
Yeah. So it does feel like forever ago, Chase. Exactly.
Uh-huh. Well, actually, no, hold up. Remember, we started on Jenna's route, at least, so technically that happened as well, like, 6 months ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Summer was a hell, so... Flynn steps up to the knockdown wall, where Peter clutched under one arm.
Guessing they didn't get a permit for this demo.
As if
What gave you that idea?
A gust of rolling wind hits the house, and I can practically feel it shudder, unstable. The Gila quickly refocuses, keeping his slitted gaze pointed down the hall for any sudden movement. Beyond that, the house is quiet for the most part, outside of occasional dripping noise coming from somewhere I can't see.
Nuts. Completely nuts.
Leo mutters, shaking his head at his surroundings.
Yeah, none of us come here. Ever actually been inside before? Heather's dad never lets anyone in. Now I can see why.
Leo and the rest begin moving down the hall, while Jenna steps up beside me. She has a contemplative frown upon her muzzle. It's kind of weird and familiar in a way. That's all I can say initially, until I began to start placing why. This place reminds me of, like, old thrift stores and cheesy parties I went to as a kid. I can't imagine living here.
It's not as dirty as I thought it would be.
Jenna muses, though something catches her eye in the entranceway to the kitchen. Soon I'm following her, approaching what looks like a laminated colored pencil drawing posted on the wall with rainbow-colored tacks. King and Princess Palace. Jenna's frown deepens. On the picture, there's a large bespectacled feline man sitting on a grand golden throne. It's quite an upgrade from the dingy orange recliner draped in cut-up fabrics that we've got out front, that's for sure. Next to him, sitting cross-legged, is what looks like a drawing of Heather. She's in a stereotypical pink princess gown, with a little tiara on her head. The two are holding hands. It's such a sentimental picture. It actually seems pretty sweet that even Heather has someone who cares about her enough as this. God damn it, Chase. You just don't pick up on the signs, do you? However, Jenna's dour expression does not relent. She quickly turns, heading down the hall with the rest of the gang. Flynn and Leo continue to take point, the Gila keeping his rifle at the ready. Still no sign of anyone, though. Part of me wonders how wise it is to be carrying a gun with all this mind-altering hysteria business going on. Flynn turning on any of us is pretty unfathomable, the lizard always having been all bark and no bite. Still, seeing one of my friends brandishing a weapon, it's a weird feeling. I pop into one of the rooms along the main hall that still has the lights on. It looks like some kind of study, and it's much less cluttered than the rest of the house. There's a small desk beside the door with a laptop and a stack of papers next to it, most of them with Reclamation Bureau letterhead. At a glance, the documents mention things like water tables, hydrology reports, and map provisions for floodplain boundaries. It all sounds like pretty heavy stuff. It's odd that Heather's dad lives in such a shitty place despite having such a technical sounding job. TJ wanders in beside me, staring blearily into the empty room. I reach over, placing a paw on the Lynx's shoulder. He flinches a little, but doesn't draw back. You feeling better, Tej? I ask, keeping my voice soft for his sake.
Yeah.
TJ responds, rubbing his arms. His hair looks puffier than usual, most likely the result of him being so on edge.
I know we're looking for Carl, but I hope Heather's okay too.
Oh, she'll be much better than compared to the other version of reality.
What?
No problem, TJ, don't worry.
Didn't they, like, date?
Yeah, remember they had like one date?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, let's do sexy things. And he's like, I want to go home now, bye.
He's like,
No, they
"This
were
is
at his
sexual,
house.
This is going a little fast.
And then he thinks about Chase, and he's like, okay, maybe I want to sit down.
I withdraw my paw, giving him a sidelong look as I check where behind the few pieces of furniture that are in there. Oh, I didn't figure you two were that close. At least not anymore.
You don't have to be close to someone to be worried about them.
I'm not going to argue with TJ on this one, but the way he speaks makes it sound more like he's reciting something than speaking from the heart. I step back out into the main area. Down the hall, I hear the clatter of falling boxes, followed by a hushed swear from Flynn.
Watch your step.
Get off my ass. My adrenaline buzz is wearing off. I feel that, bro.
You you can relax. It doesn't look like anyone's here.
What? That doesn't mean you can fucking relax. It means that Carl is still out there with those crackhead fuckfaces.
Where are the drugs going? Fuckface.
Sure, when he's dead, you'd relax plenty.
Flynn.
I can hear the lizard spit, cutting him off.
Fuck you, Leo.
Jenna sighs loudly, interjecting.
Lynn, you know I didn't mean it that way.
Bickering continues as I realize there's still a room at the back end of the hall with the lights off. I make my way over, stepping into the doorway and peering into the blackness as I fumble around for the light switch. Hey guys, there's a fun scene again. Ready?
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to look.
Just a
Yep,
friend,
there he is.
buddy.
Curious.
Bye, friend.
Oh, friend.
He's fading into the distance because, you know, his head got blown off.
We don't know what happened to Keith exactly. We just know he's not here anymore.
Okay.
He was there a second ago.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you know what?
I don't know where he went.
Come back here, Keith. Thank you, Keith. I'm so glad you came back. No, Keith.
Always be
Oh,
here.
he's so shy.
Oh my god.
I'll be here.
We're horrible people.
I mean, that's the beauty of, like, playing anything horror-based. Like, once you know about it, like, you can just make jokes about it later on.
Like the first time you're like, oh no, and the second time you're like, dead people.
It's not even that. Like, remember with, like, the Hay, where you guys all freaked out the first time you saw it, and I'm like, ha ha ha, hi, friend. As I saw it again for the next, like, 4th or 5th time by that point.
Yep.
I think I'll ever get over that. That was creepy.
That was creepy.
The only thing that fucking moves in the games.
I find myself shielding my eyes from the glare of the unshaded light hanging up from above. For a moment, I thought I saw something move in the corner, though it must have been the glare. The room reminds me of the foyer, a cluttered mess with exposed drywall, electrical wiring, and damp spots all over the ceiling. There's a window to my right, and I think I can see Duke's truck parked outside. Duke mentioned something about Heather taking it while we were locked up with Brian. At first, I think it's some kind of storage room, but then I noticed the pink couch in the corner with a blanket, pillow, and an alarm clock. There are dirty clothes piled up beside it, and judging from all the bras and panties, this must be where Heather sleeps. There's even a little closet in the corner with the crayon children's drawings posted all over the door. I take a step in, though I stop when something catches my eye. In the right-hand corner of the room, where I thought I saw something move earlier, a little green light blinks in the shadows. As I approach, I notice something. A pastel pink baby monitor with a photograph taped above it. The picture is what looks... Wait. Oh, they didn't add the word looks. The picture is what looks like a fennec fox on the outskirts of Echo, staring at... Well, I'm not sure. A shooting star? The fox looks kind of like Keith. Weird. I flip over the photo and notice that there's some smudged writing on the back. Whatever is once said is utterly illegible now. I put it back and shift my focus to the monitor beneath it. It appears to be decades old, judging by the worn paint, but it's apparently still functional. For some reason I can't really explain, I pick it up and press the single circular button in the center. It crackles with a low hissing noise, and that's when I realize it's some kind of walkie-talkie. After a few seconds of holding the button, I speak into it.
Yeah, Chase, there's a freaking walkie-talkie in a horror situation. Speak into it. Go for it, Chase. What could go wrong?
Well, I have approval from DJ. Hello? And this is you, Matt. I nearly jump out of my skin at the groaning noise. Mainly because isn't coming from the device. It's coming from inside the room. My eyes dart across for the source, eventually finding one of the blankets piled up on the floor behind a table. It starts to move, and I quickly back up. Leo, get in here! Heavy footfalls can be heard sprinting down the hall outside, the wolf pushing his way in with wild eyes.
What's going on?
He looks ready to pounce, though is met only by me and a bedraggled-looking ram trying to untangle the comforter from his horns.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Carl! There's a squeaking noise from the closet, and I notice that Carl's unfocused green eyes start to wander in that direction. I look over and see the folding doors are still slightly ajar. Were they like that before? That's when I see it. An eye. It peers through the crack, wide and bloodshot. The door is rammed from the inside, knocking to the side and sending toys and other miscellaneous junk flying. A hanging light bulb flickers in the closet as a figure steps through. I quickly realize it's Heather. She has blood on her legs and a revolver in her grasp.
Oh god, I forgot. You get out! Go the hell away!
I quickly throw up my paws. Leo hesitates a moment, then does the same.
Hey, girlie. We mean you no harm. We just need...
Leo stops talking, and I'm not sure why. That is, until Heather shifts out of the way, and I can see more clearly into the flickering closet. Hunched against the wall is what looks like an enormous doll. Upon further inspection, it's not a doll at all. It's a man, and there's a red smear on the wall behind him. I recognize him from the drawing. A portly fellow with circular glasses, each of the lenses shattered by bullet holes. They were just empty sockets where his eyes once were. Atop his head is a little plastic crown, embedded with costume jewelry.
Oh, shit.
Micah walks in the room. I love that. Like, Micah's just like going, la la la, comes in, sees all of this.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Micah walks in the room, quickly recoiling at the sight of Heather and the figure in the closet. Carl huddles back down against the floor, seemingly trying to make himself look small. Jenna also steps in, her arms already raised. See? There we go. We're on a better route because we got Jenna here now.
Yeah.
Maybe not better for Jenna, though.
Yeah.
Heather brings
So
up
what
the
are we
gun
about to do, Jenna?
and
Are
points
we
it at
gonna
her.
kill Jenna? Not kill, but are we gonna hurt Jenna?
Mm.
I mean,
We'll find
Micah
out.
might. Harry?
Heather, what the fuck are you doing? It's me, Micah.
You need to go.
Oh, that did not come
Damn
through.
it! Son of a bitch! I know this. I don't care. You need to go.
She brings the revolver up, aiming it unsteadily at the lot of us. We all take a step back, my back now against the wall. Where the hell is Flynn?
Did you shoot your dad? Holy fuck, Jenna.
What?
What is you?
I
Oh
don't-
god, wait a minute, Heather. Oh,
I am offended.
oh wow, I'm
And-
sorry.
Micah, just stop talking.
You took
Okay.
the credit away from me.
Love that from Heather. You're like, you took away my kill. Kill stealer.
How what lady? No, Marvel.
Harry?
That's her fucking dad in the closet.
I know.
Sorry. I'll kill all of you.
A shot rings out, and I feel something spray against my face. I quickly reach up,
Whew.
rubbing my cheeks, and find bits of plaster from the wall next to me all over face and shirt. I guess it should be all over my face and shirt.
All over
Blood
face
turns
and
to
shirt,
ice
yeah.
as I realize there's a bullet hole about 6 inches from my head. Leo's eyes bulge, and he starts to move, but stops when that revolver swivel towards him.
Heather!
Jenna shouts, quickly trying to get her attention.
Heather.
She says her name again, this time more softly, now that the wide-eyed feline is looking at her.
We're here looking for Carl, remember? Like we mentioned during the bonfire?
The cat's chest rises and falls, like she's hyperventilating. It's been that way since she stepped out of the closet. She makes her way over toward the slumped form of Carl, still half covered in his blanket. She then points the gun down at him.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to shoot his stupid, fat, ugly face unless you leave right now.
She's absolutely screaming, her demands spouted with such a pitch her voice constantly cracks. Tears begin to roll down her already wet cheeks, her eyes puffy. Beneath her, Carl covers his face with a blanket, visibly trembling from a mixture of fear and exhaustion.
Okay, sounds good. We're happy to leave.
Jenna does her best to put on a calm face as she nods to the rest of us.
We'll take Carl with us, and we'll be out of your hair. We are planning on leaving town.
Leave!
The only one came through was the annoyed one, but it's supposed to be like this kind of sad one.
Leave?
Heather repeats.
I have nowhere to go. Nowhere! Everything used to be bad, but not terrible like this. Keith barely talks to me anymore, and when he does, he says,
Hey, baby girl.
Oh no!
that is like.
Alan!
What? You telling me that you don't think the evil version of Keith wouldn't say shit like that?
Hey, baby girl, you wanna go on a murder spree?
Come on, you know you wanna.
You wanna?
She breathes in shakily.
He says the meanest things.
You could have gotten a cleaner shot. Just aim it a little bit higher next time.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
You're wearing too much eyeliner.
You gotta cry. Remember, makeup is not your friend when you're crying. Go all natural there, and then you can also bring an ice pack in order to bring down the puffiness.
That's nice.
Also, you ugly cry a lot.
Ew. I cover my ears and I can still hear him.
Did you know that, like, turns out, like, your body is only made of 70% water, but with how much you cry, I think you're down to, like, 60%.
Oh wow. Helen, you're a dick. I love it.
No.
Like,
This
I can be mean
isn't.
sometimes.
This
It's
isn't
supposed to be
Alan.
Keith.
This is Keith.
Yeah, it's Keith.
Heather, Keith is gone. He can't be speaking to you.
Oh no, wrong words, Jenna, wrong words.
Also, I am going to just quickly say, when it comes to Heather, she is my favorite of all the villains in this game. Genuinely, because, like, she is genuinely, like, the only one that I'm like, oh, yeah, no, she could be redeemed and be a regular person again. Because, goddamn, she just was pushed to her edge. Other ones, like Duke or Brian, I'm like, nah, fuck you.
When the weird eldritch being asks if you're a god, you say yes. When the weird crazy lady says she's speaking to a dead person, you say okay. You don't say it's not possible. You say yes, you are. No.
Yeah. I'd rather have Micah than Jenna. We chose who gets shot.
I believe what you're hearing is a side effect of the hum.
She looks over at Micah, who gives her a nod.
Duh, stupid! I know you think you're so smart. You think you're so much better than we are. I know you do. Jeremy told me.
Jenna opens her mouth to protest, but Heather shrieks, a blubbering of spit coming from her mouth, snot running down her nose. She begins to press her finger closer to the trigger.
Carl, death!
Jenna places a paw on Leo's chest, trying to hold him back as Heather's chest heaves. She looks like she's dry heaving, trying to throw up an immensely sick feeling within her that will not leave.
God damn it. I can't hear anything anymore. The ringing is so loud. It just sounds like him. He won't stop.
Hey, I hope you don't mind. I'm trying to mess with my amp right now. Heather flails in the direction of the shadowy figure in the closet. Even though the man in the closet is very much dead, he's propped up in a way that makes it look like he's watching Heather pace across the room. His dark sockets following her while her back is turned. She seems afraid to look at him. The feline closes her eyes for a moment. I can tell Leo is weighing his chances of whether he can tackle her to the ground before she can get a shot off. Before he can move, they open again, and she speaks, her voice still shrill but quieter.
Thinks I'm stupid. That I'll never do anything but ride away like everyone else. And it has nothing to do with that Duke, or Brian, or Jeremy, or Clint, or anyone that thinks we'll fix things. This whole town is so shit!
No argument there.
Micah wumbles, wide-eyed.
Micah,
Fault. I don't even really know you.
points the pistol at me, and it's like my heart crawls up into my throat, my whole body rigid with fear.
Town is evil. And I'm gonna stop it. I'm going to do something with my life for once, and not be some plaything.
She seems to be speaking directly to Jenna now.
It's what Keith told me all the time before he went away for a while.
Heather stands there, shaking in place as if trying to muster the courage to do something. She begins to strafe, getting closer to the closet, and bending down to pick up something beside the corpse. It's a bloody folder, with a little booklet stapled to the front. I recognize the emblem on the cover, the Reclamation Bureau. Heather's paw covers the front, but I can still make out. Otter's Dam, Basic Operation, and Procedures Manual. Outside, there's some movement by Duke's truck. Trying not to draw attention to myself, I glance out the window and spot the familiar pattern of orange and black scales and TJ's tufty fur. There's a glint of something metallic, Flynn's repeater, which is currently sighted toward the hysterical cat. Jenna spots this too, turning so her back faces the window. She swishes her tail from side to side. With Jenna in the way, Flynn won't try to take a shot, right? The idea of Flynn shooting anyone is just unfathomable in its own right.
Heather, what do you mean? How are you going to fix the town?
I'm gonna make it so that there's no town.
As Heather turns away, she catches a glimpse of the blood on the folder, then looks back toward the closet. She screams, but she's not staring at the corpse. It's like she's looking above it, at something else at eye level.
Daddy!
She blubbers before promptly stumbling out of the room in a full sprint, elbow-checking Micah so hard that he gets knocked on his ass. We stand there in silence as Heather's footsteps fade out of earshot. The sound of a car being started can be heard, and I peer out the window. I can see her father's utility vehicle peeling out of the driveway.
Fuck me.
You're welcome for your wink, dude.
Micah whispers harshly, pushing himself up to his feet. The smell of blood and gun smoke lingers and heavy in the air. I realize my legs feel like gelatin. I nearly collapse back against the wall, trying to catch my breath. As desensitized as I've been feeling, the fear is still very real in that moment.
Everyone alright?
Leo is asking my direction, though gives a little look towards Micah. Yeah.
Ichi.
Micah promptly walks towards the closet door and slams it shut.
I don't want to look at that anymore.
There's no objections to that. Jenna walks over toward the blanket Carl is hiding under. Gingerly, she pulls it off him, exposing the rough-looking ram underneath. He flinches at first, but the next thing I know, Jenna's pulling him in for a tight hug. Carl's own massive arms envelop him, the two embracing long enough for Flynn and TJ to finally arrive.
Carl!
TJ gasps. Flynn, meanwhile, stops dead in his tracks in the doorway, looking a little shaky upon his feet. Jenna pulls back, wiping her eyes with the back of her forearm. In such a quick movement, I don't think anyone but me noticed. Carl himself can't stop shivering, as if the room is freezing. He's still visibly disoriented, mind racing as all these familiar faces appear in front of him.
Carl, big cloven idiot. Oh my fucking god.
Flynn drops his rifle, stepping up and resting a large hand on his shoulder.
Dude.
He mumbles, a rasp of disbelief.
I'm gonna go get him some water. Micah, come with me and look for some food. Something will go down easy, yeah?
The bat nods, Not as interested in this Tinder reunion as the rest of the gang.
Get me a joint instead.
Actually, I think this is the route that Carl goes clean as well.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing like getting tortured to the point that you're like inches away from death to be like, you know what, I really need to like appreciate my life more.
They head out toward the kitchen.
He's hurt.
Freaking think.
Flynn points to the raw, inflamed-looking skin around his neck, as well as the various cuts and bruises that appear elsewhere on his body.
Looks pretty surface level, but we definitely should get him to a doctor in Peyton.
Or free?
Carl asks, looking up at me. Looks like it. I respond casually, approaching him and giving him one big hug of my own. He's so warm, and his shaky breaths against my neck actually feel pretty good. TJ joins in as well, sobbing into Carl's fur and muttering things I can't quite make out.
Hey, you two.
Carl eases his grip on me, peering up at the tall lizard leering over him.
What?
You heard me.
Flynn frowns, but ultimately relents and crouches down, giving his friend a stiff hug. Carl, meanwhile, clings to him like his life depends on it, evoking a few irks and grunts from the scaly one. Despite the pained noises, I catch a glimpse of Flynn's face. He's smiling, and more broadly than I've ever seen him in a long time. I do find it interesting that they chose to play Sunrise Without You there again.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
It works though.
Yeah, it's interesting because last time they played it, it was definitely in a much more somber scene. So
Yep.
And there it was in kind of a beautiful scene.
Yeah, it was one of reunion.
But it was tender reunion, which I think is why it works.
This is true.
Carl scoops up another spoonful of tapioca pudding, the remnants of the other empty cups he'd gone through, just sitting on the counter next to him. I only managed to get halfway through mine, feeling pretty messed up to be eating a dead guy's food. Look, it's gonna go bad anyway, Chase. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, Lord.
in my free hand, I'm fidgeting with a pink walkie-talkie thing from Heather's room. I'm not entirely sure why I picked it up, and when Leo gives me a look, I shove it back into my pocket. Carl vomited after we got him to the kitchen. Twice. So I guess it's good that he's at least doing a little better. He cried for 15 minutes straight while our wounds were tended to. TJ seems to have mainly snapped out whatever funk he was in earlier, beyond an occasional strange look toward Flynn. His knowledge of sports medicine actually came in handy with patching everyone up with what we could find on hand. Yeah, so this is the route where everyone uses their fucking degree for some reason.
Chase goes, I'm going to videotape this whole thing.
Well, no. Chase used his journalism skills in order to talk to Heather earlier, remember?
Oh, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, Heather's dad was not short on painkillers.
Don't give me any of the fentanyl shit.
Yeah, I do love that Micah is calling out the opioid issues even back then. Because this is 2015, before the opioid epidemic really was, I want to say, better known. It was going on, obviously, but it was not very well publicized at that point.
Oh, sorry. Are you sure? Those cuts look pretty painful, and it'll be a long ride back to Peyton.
TJ inspects the prescription bottle. Curiously enough, the pharmacy label has Brian's name on it.
I've lost too many friends in Pueblo to that stuff.
You went to Pueblo?
Jenna chimes in across the hall, watching out the kitchen window.
Well, I wasn't exactly enrolled at PU. I bummed around the outskirts.
I'm surprised you never ran into any of us there.
We most likely didn't frequent the same spots, unless you're really like tattoo parlors and ska. No.
TJ?
I love
Bullshit.
ska.
What does ska mean in TJ?
Shut up, Toby.
Ska is a type of music. You do know that.
No,
Yeah.
I know. There's zero way that TJ's like, yeah, my favorite music is that their clubbing music.
You gotta
He's
remember,
just a boy.
It's great.
I will point out, TJ does like various interesting forms of music. Like he likes butt rock. He likes like some more like heavy metal, if I remember correctly, as well. Like he likes things that you wouldn't expect from his like very like heavy Christian image.
Shut up, Toby.
Ah, it's TJ now.
I gassed up my truck with a few of the gas cans laying. Yeah, hold on. I gassed up my truck with a few of the gas cans laying out by the carport. It's got a full tank, so we don't gotta risk stopping at the gas station by the Flint turnoff. We load up, gun it, and we should be in Payton just before daybreak.
Sounds like a good plan.
Does it?
I clutch my forehead. The voice from earlier ringing between my ears. After everything had settled down, I honestly hadn't expected to hear it again.
Any sign of Heather?
No.
Oh.
Last I saw, she was heading northbound on 65.
She frowns in thought.
North?
Fucking beats me.
There's not much going on to the north. There's no real exit back to the main interstate system. Just the old military area, lots of country roads that lead nowhere, and the dam.
Oh no.
The
Yep.
dam. Oh fuck.
I mean, Chase, you should have said, oh damn, but you know.
Oh damn,
Damn.
fuck. All eyes shift to me. She's headed toward the dam. Her dad works there. Worked there. No one has opened the closet since Micah shut it.
And?
Flynn grunts, dangling his repeater from his fingertips. She took that folder with her when she left. The one about the dam operating procedures.
Really?
I didn't get a clear look at what she was holding.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth here.
I believe you.
Flynn squints his eyes some.
You saying Heather's gonna fuck with the dam?
I mean, what else could she be doing? We all heard her speech, right?
Yeah, she was screaming it.
That bitch can barely operate a doorknob. You think she can figure out how to open a floodgate of that size?
Wow,
So-
that's rude.
So that's the thing that I wanted to point out is this is the reason why I love Heather as a villain, because she seems genuinely like she can't do anything. She seems like she'd be an ineffective villain, but she could actually level the town, something none of the others could do. Everyone underestimated her.
You
That's right.
underestimate my power!
My button pushing power. Boom. As the town goes underwater. Micah pulls out a beer from the fridge, sipping on it gingerly before speaking.
I'm pretty sure I remember her dad brought her up there to work a lot when we were growing up. She hated it.
He disappears back into the kitchen. For someone who's experienced the things we have this evening, he seems oddly composed. It makes me wonder what kind
What's
of
the
shit he's seen
alternative?
before all this. I think back to some of my preliminary research I did for my project. And by preliminary research, I mean looking at the county website's historical section for 30 minutes. One of the things that jumped out at me was how big Lake Emma used to be, over twice the size it is now. Most of the lakes in this part of the state are man-made, but this one is natural, ancient. The settlers had just shrunk it down, siphoning away water for the iceberg lettuce and cotton fields to the east, past the mountains.
Alright, let's load up, everyone.
Leo changes the topic, him and Flynn heading to the door.
Wait.
Jenna steps over beside me, seemingly in deep thought before regarding everyone else.
So, we know what Heather's plan is. And you all still intend to leave.
Yes.
Leo responds promptly.
No way she can manage what she's planning. We got to get Carl and the rest of you lots of medical attention.
You sure about that? She's got her dad's keys, the codes, the guidebook, and presumably she's got a pretty keen knowledge of how all this shit works already. I mean, shit. I want to get out of here, but the poor fuckers who are still here better know how to swim.
That is my favorite line from Micah. The poor fuckers who are still here better learn how to swim.
Wow.
TJ?
Oh, sorry. You think Echo would flood?
Micah shrugs. Jenna presses her fingertips to her forehead, exhaling.
I truly hate to say it, but we should go after her.
What?
No way. Absolutely fucking not.
That works.
There ain't no goddamn way you're making me drive the opposite direction of ending this whole nightmare of an evening.
Jenna turns, giving him a look.
Fuck you.
I love the transition. There's just a road. Jenna gives him a look, and we're driving.
Alright, so from here on out, we are in true finale territory. So, I think we should go ahead and end things here for now, but I promise you, next time we record, it is the finale.
Okay.
Say
Alrighty.
goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.